the crown, roll keys to bats. My team, my vision, placing bold bets. Strategies drawn with passion and might. Great iron tactics will overnight. Set my line up, it's time, gotta make that call. Dynasty dreams, I won't let them fall. Every yard, every play, it's all on me. The future's bright, champions you'll see. Hold the line and fight the sound. In Dynasty, we'll own this ground. Trading players, build it strong. In this league, we'll right the wrong.
He's nobody's fool on the air, you see. He's giving them sighs with a smile, carefree. He's a sarcastic sportscaster, sarcastic with poor stature. Sarcastic sportscaster is here.
All right, let's pay attention. Let's see what we got here. Sarcastic Sportscaster Part 2. All right, first play. This isn't the first play. We're a couple minutes in. That's a frickin' nobody. That ain't Jalen Waddle. It ain't Tyreek Hill. Who are you throwing to? No wonder he bobbled the damn ball. He don't want to catch nothing. All right. Well, Bill's got the ball. Josh Allen. Hey, we didn't see him last week. That's Dalton Kincaid. He's average right now. He's pretty good. He's not average. Who am I talking about? All right. More Oh, hey, it's the same play to the other side of the field. Dolphins defense doing great at recognizing that. 4th and 3, going for it. Oh, James Cook. Oh, man. Let James Cook. We're just doing great right now to start off this game. We're doing great right now. All right, here we go. Hey, look, it's Tyreek Hill. He's fast and stuff. I don't know. All right, Devon A-Chain. Hey, this guy's also, we talk about speed. Xavier Worthy and Tyreek Hill. This guy's pretty quick, too. Tyreek. Oh, this is Tua. Hey, that's Jalen Waddle. He makes an appearance. It's a little shy out of the touchdown. Little whoopsie doodle there. Jalen Penguin. The 2nd and goal, and I know this is going out to the right side over here. Nobody's there who can guard this man. He just wanders in. Devon A-Chain, man going for a stroll in the park, gets a touchdown. Why not? Sure. Yeah, well, you can't hate on that, really. All right, Bills get it. Josh Allen forgets how fingers work, you frickin' Buffalo idiot. It's all right. He played pretty well here in this game, it looks like. Tua turned the ball over. Yeah. It's about what we frickin' suspect. You'd think he was like, all-pro or something. I don't know. Bills ball back. Yeah, of course. Josh Allen. This is the second quarter. Hey, that's Khalil Shakir. More Josh Allen. He can throw. He can stand in the pocket. He can go bowling, because that's the only way that you're going to catch that one is if you don't realize it's at your shoes like a bowling ball. All right, 7-7. Now it's 10-7. We still got ourselves a close football game. Let's fucking ruin that. To a little flippy doodle. That's Jonnu Smith. Is it me or did Jonnu Smith lose like half of Jonnu Smith? I don't know. He looks really skinny. Looks like he's in good shape. I appreciate that, man. All right. Let's see. The next play, 3rd and 3. Yeah, that's about what I'd expect from him at this point. Buffalo with the ball back. Josh Allen, he's pretty accurate with throws. Good time in there. Khalil Shakir for 23 or 4 yards. I don't know, something like that. They got the pass interference. They declined it because he's already there. There's no point. Curtis Samuel on the move. This is going to be James. Nope, that's Ray Davis. That's 8 yards for Ray Davis. He's tiny, compact, and quick. Josh Allen again. Little fake inside. The one thing he does is really run. This is a good throw. That one going to, hey, guess what? Ray Davis. And then James Cook walks it in because he did nothing on this drive. So that's good for him. He gets the spoils. That's his second touchdown. He's got 2 already. And it's going to be 17 to, what is it? 17 to 7. 4th and 2. The Dolphins are going for it. Hey, maybe you should, stop those guys in the white jerseys from coming on to Tua. Pause. Final couple minutes, and it's turnover on down, so the Bills get it back. And James Cook, who didn't do anything on last drive, does this whole drive by himself in one play. His 3rd touchdown of the first half. And let's see. He has more yards at this point than all of the Dolphins team. And then it's almost turned over here as we get there's just a whole bunch of Devon A-Chain is pretty good, and he was the only one who was good in this game. You're seeing a lot of Devon A-Chain highlights the more I'm watching this. Tua's going to scramble out and go for 11 here, and this is going to be a first down. That was his first smart play in half a quarter. Tua again. Here we go. We're going to go out to Jonnu Smith. He runs out of bounds. We're not really hustling to get down the field. It's pretty mediocre first half football. And then we get one more look here with Tua scrambling and throwing to who the fuck knows who. It ain't good. And they'll just settle for 3. And so it's 24-10 at halftime. And that's not good stuff for the Dolphins. Bills have the first ball in the first set, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Beginning of the 3rd quarter. Josh Allen overthrows Marquez Valdes-Scantling. He wasn't catching it if you threw it to him anyway. And then Tua's going to check it down here to Devon A-Chain. Smart. He's going to get about 14 yards. He'll be perfectly okay. And this is where things start to fall apart even more for the Dolphins. Here we go. Tua, what is this? What are you doing? What are you doing? Just take the penalty. You're punting anyway, you dipshit. I don't get it. Do you understand how to play football, you jamook? Do you understand? Go back to a deli. Go to Hawaii. Put some hams with some pineapples. What kind of crap is this? Stupid. Stupid. All right, well, somehow the Dolphins, they didn't give up, which is surprising. Hey, that is a pass and catch to Jalen Waddle. He's all right when you throw it to him. Devon A-Chain brushing off tackles and doing so. Again, the only good player for the Dolphins. The only good player. Tua is over here serving up hard-boiled eggs to the defense, but Devon A-Chain is out here carrying the team. And then Tua's going to go forward, and he's going to get knocked a little loopy. He's gone. It's Skylar Thompson time. He's got a concussion. Skylar Thompson is in. And this is what you get with Skylar Thompson. Straight glad bag garbage. Put it in the disposal. Skylar Thompson again. 4th and goal because you're going for it because your team is down by 900 years. And then the offensive line decides it's time they can take a break. And then the Bills just get it back. Yeah, so it's a couple other, James Cook. This is a good run play that stopped. They're going to have to punt it away because now it's 4th down, which the Bills don't care, right? They're 2-0. The Dolphins came out here looking like an absolute stinky foot and played like it. Skylar Thompson, he's going to, hey, little tiny little check on. Hey, it's Devon A-Chain still making plays. Why he's even on the field in the 4th quarter when you're down by 7 light years is just absolutely amazing to me. But whatever. Skylar Thompson again. Who are you throwing to, my man? Who are you throwing to? Jonnu Smith is not Shaquille O'Neal. And then one more time for Skylar Thompson. Little bit. Oh, we found it. Did you see the little pause there? Did you see the little pause that completely cost him the first down because he doesn't know how to change direction without making his speed 0? This is a good pass to Khalil Shakir here from Josh Allen. Khalil Shakir led the team in targets and receptions, 5 for 52. He did pretty well, 5 for 51, something like that. Josh Allen scrambles. You notice how he didn't stop Skylar Thompson. You notice how he didn't stop, and it saved the tackle. And, he didn't make the play, but he didn't stop, and he got the throw out, and that's important. I don't know what the hell kind of kick that was. It looked like me out there kicking. And then we're back to Skylar Thompson. If you couldn't tell, it's garbage time. The only person who is not garbage is this guy, and that's Devon A-Chain. Without Devon A-Chain, the Dolphins would have never made a first down with Skylar Thompson as the quarterback. And I'm sorry. It's just the truth of the matter. All right. Skylar Thompson again. He's going to throw it. And guess who makes the play? It's thefantasyflyerguys. It's almost like you need to kind of trust in your really good people. And at this point, a lot of those good people weren't playing. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle only had 3/4 of work. And Skylar Thompson finally makes a good throw with 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And it's not good. It's not good. The Dolphins are booty cheeks with Skylar Thompson. So with Tua with the concussion, it's almost like at this point, you're going to end up having to realize the Dolphins players are almost not fantasy viable. Thrown into double coverage, thrown into triple coverage. Skylar Thompson is out here stinking it up with his booty juice. Ray Davis makes a couple plays here. Hey, look at that. That's a first down. That's a good one. I like that, Ray. Good job, Ray. And then they're just going to need this ball out. Why? Because they don't need to do anything. They won in the second quarter. It was over. Tyreek Hill ain't even got a sweat on his brow. Dolphins suck. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that second edition of Sarcastic Sportscaster. It is Derek with the Fantasy Flyer, and we are just going to we're going to touch up on how the lineups are shaking out so far for week 2. We'll line up, go through some of the scores, and see how we're looking and some of my thoughts as we build. We were playing OG Swag Rob this week. If you were around for the very first mock draft, Rob was on the show. And now he is my week 2 opponent. So both of us are 1-0. They still have me with the winning percentage, which is very interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's because Tyreek only had 6.7, but we'll go through the lineups here. Arizona, we have Kyler Murray and Matthew Stafford who actually face off against each other Sunday afternoon. I'm hoping that the offenses that'll just be an offensive explosion, but, hopes are high. On the other side for Swag, he has Justin Herbert, and currently Jordan Love is in his second quarterback spot. I don't see anything that is he absent from practice on Thursday, but there is a chance that he plays on Sunday. I guess he did sit out the practice on Wednesday as well. So we'll see how that goes. So he may be playing. We'll go to his backups at the end of the actual lineups right now. For running backs, of course, for me, Saquon, Jerome Ford, Rashad White. I'm hoping that this will be a good game for at least Saquon and Jerome. I know Rashad White has a bit of a tougher matchup, not only as a running back, but even as a pass-catching running back. So we'll see how that goes. On the other side, he has James Cook, Austin Eckler, and Ramondre Stevenson. James Cook went absolutely bonkers, as you just saw from Sarcastic Sportscaster. 3 first-half touchdowns, then basically was able to take the second half off. So he has 29 points. They do have Jordan Love with a 0 in here right now, which I just noticed. So I'm assuming that he will end up swapping Jordan Love out when he's finally ruled out. But who knows? Right now, obviously with that blowout from James Cook, you got to give him the running back edge right now. I think no matter who he puts in at this second quarterback spot, which again we'll talk about in a little bit, but I think I have the edge for at least total quarterback points. Wide receivers, I got 10.7 for Khalil Shakir, and he got 6.7 for Tyreek Hill, so I have the edge up here. But, there's a lot. Jameson Williams, Rashee Rice, Michael Pittman will be my starting 4 other 3 wide receivers besides Shakir in any way. I would imagine it'll probably stay that way. I don't see any reason to change. I will talk about another alternate in just a moment. He has Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, and Devontae Smith left. He has a really good wide receiver core. It's underrated, and I said that in the video when I went through the Charge in a Battle series. He's got a good wide receiver set. Tight ends, he's got Dallas Goedert and Tucker Kraft. I have Noah Fant and Zach Ertz. It's kind of what it's going to be like for a little bit. I don't know how viable my 2 tight ends will be. I don't think there's many teams my tight end room will beat in general. So, defensive ends, Nick Bosa, Brian Burns, Max Crosby. I have Will Anderson, Jadeveon Clowney, and Jared Verse. Clowney's going to have to step up this week because there's Derek. No, not Derek Barnes. I'm thinking that's the Lions. Derek Brown is out for Carolina for the rest of the season. So they're gonna need a lot of help on the defensive line. Hopefully Clowney will be a little bit more explosive. He only got me 1 point last week, so. Will Anderson plays Sunday night against Chicago. Jared Verse is still going to be on the field a lot for the Rams. Overall, I mean, Max Crosby should have a better game. He did not play well in week 1. Joe Alt had his number very much. Brian Burns should be solid. Nick Bosa, of course, is a monster. For the linebackers, I have Dodson, Dan Headley, Jeremiah Woso-Karamoa, and Shaq Thompson. Dan Henley having less than none of these projections are anywhere close to accurate anyway. We should realize that. Aziz Al-Shahir, TJ Edwards, CJ Mosley, Fred Warner. He has a really good linebacker core. Those three, Edwards, Mosley, and Warner, are probably, in terms of points scored, they're probably going to be in the top 20 this year, all three of them for the linebacker position. So at cornerback, I went with the double up between cornerback and safety for Detroit. I went with Terrion Arnold and Brian Branch. I think Terrion Arnold is going to have a lot of work with Tampa Bay throwing the ball, so I'm hoping that stays that way. Darius Slay is my second cornerback. He has Trent McDuffie and DJ Reed. Defensively entirely, I think other than safety position, he's probably got me all the way down the defense. Just from the looks of it. Matchups are kind of helping him as well, but that's just the truth of the matter. Buda Baker and Julian Blackmon in a safety spot. I have Brian Branch as well from Detroit, and Jaquan Brisker, who is already off to a hot start. A lot of these averages for my defense, I'm hoping to be somewhere in the 10 to 12 point range, but we'll see if that can hold up. Right now, even when he switches the quarterback in, he's going to be close. His quarterback options are probably Jacoby Brissett here or Malik Willis. Those are the only two. I imagine he would go with Brissett because Malik Willis has never had a 100-yard passing game and has never had a passing touchdown. So I don't know if that would change against Indianapolis, but Jacoby Brissett at least is working the football a little bit. Neither one are great options, let's be honest. For me, honestly, there is a little tiny thought in my head of having a Justin Fields in there instead of Matthew Stafford, just have two rushing quarterbacks. But I just don't see the secondary in Arizona as being much of an issue to the point where I have to worry about, like, who has the higher floor for me, right? And I think the higher floor is Matthew Stafford. So if Stafford's going to have the higher floor, why sacrifice that? Because Fields could hit 26 or 28 points by himself, and that would be a great game. Have two passing touchdowns, have a rushing touchdown, whatever. But he also could put up a 12 or 14 point game, even though he looks solid. Like last week, he put up 18 points, and it looked more like 13 when you watched game footage, but he put up 18 fantasy points. So him sticking around as the starting quarterback is good for my team. It's good for my fantasy team. I hope that he continues to excel, and they never have a reason to put Russell Wilson in the game. Will that happen? Doubt it. But, it's just Justin Fields is playing for a lot more than Russell Wilson, I think. I think that's the truth of the matter. Wilson is in his mid to late 30s. Justin Fields is in the final year of his rookie deal, and in my opinion, wasn't given a lot of the tools to succeed in Chicago. Now, obviously, that's not on Chicago at all, entirely. Justin Fields obviously has to play better, and it seems like from week 1 he was doing that. Let's see if he can keep that up. So, only other one on the bench, and I should bring it up here, is Zach Charbonnet here in the running back spot. It's worth a consideration. Now, the Patriots have a pretty good defense, but last week they had a pretty good defense on the pass game, which Cincinnati passes the ball more than any other team really in the league. Seattle, even last week, seemed very balanced between run and pass. Kenneth Walker, especially early parts of the game, it looked like Kenneth Walker was getting featured a little bit, as he should. But Kenneth Walker did not practice on Wednesday or on Thursday, so I am interested to see how that develops. I'm going to consider putting Zach Charbonnet in my lineup as the fourth running back or the flex. It's not just 4 wide receivers and 3 running backs. It can be 4 running backs and 3 wide receivers. That is a flex spot. You have the option. You can even put in a third tight end if you have him, though very rarely done in this league, just because of the lack of depth at the tight end position. So, that's an option for me. I don't think I would sub him out for any of these guys. These guys are clear ones, and I think that's what I would look for. The Patriots don't have the strongest defensive line anymore since they got rid of Judon. They are still very, they are still very, pressure oriented, I would say. So it depends on what, when I look at the run yards last week, you look at Zach Moss had 9 for 44. So you can run on these guys. It's just, is Zach Charbonnet the same kind of player who has the same ability to explode like Zach Moss is? Neither one are, you don't look at either one and go super explosive. But can they turn up that extra gear? And that would be something I would have to think about. But the first step for any of that to happen is that Kenneth Walker would have to get ruled out by 11:30 a.m. on Sunday, and then I would potentially be considering that. I mean, Charbonnet's floor at that point is probably. I mean, he's pass catching too, so he's got to be. His floor is probably 9. His ceiling is probably 17. It might even be 8 and 17. But that's just the only other thing that I'm thinking about. Other people of note, he left Keon Coleman on his bench. That was smart. He put up a giant goose egg. And then Javon Holland only had 4.5 points for him. The only one I had was Jalen Wright go. Jalen Wright looked good for like 3 different snaps, and then he ran sideways and ran out of bounds like way too much. Instead of going north-south, they ran him on outside routes. So, or outside zone run plays. So that's where we sit right now. He has the lead 36.3 to 10.7 as of recording. They have me with the win probability, which is really probably more 50-50 because he doesn't have the other quarterback in there. Once that's fixed, we can see what'll pop up. I imagine this is going to be one of these 7 players. Khalil Shakir did fine with his 10.7. He's my wide receiver 4 out of all of this, really. But I almost would have preferred if Shakir wasn't playing, if I had went straight. But I don't know if Zach Charbonnet is going to have that upside with Kenneth Walker not there, so I had to play Khalil Shakir at that wide receiver position last night because my other option would have been Adam Thielen, and I don't hate on that, but that offense hasn't shown me a lot yet. So for Carolina, so Khalil Shakir stayed in the lineup. I don't know about Zach Charbonnet, and that might be a tough thing for me to do. There is a very, very, very small chance I pull Rachaad White and I put Zach Charbonnet in there should Kenneth Walker get hurt. But that's kind of a little bit of crazy thinking. I think Rachaad White's pass catching upside just kind of excels all of that. So that's where we stand for right now. And I don't know. We're both 1-0. My projections for the season had Rob winning, I don't know, like seven games, and I was a 5. So I'm already 20% of the way there. If I was to win this one, it'd be amazing. But, I have an extra player going. He's used 2 players to get to 36. I've used 1 to get to 10.7. And, he's obviously missing a player as well with Jordan Love at this moment, according to the projections. I think it's very 50-50. We'll see how this goes. And my theory is that he would win. So it may be a little closer than he would like, but barring a couple explosions, I think that this is probably going to be his game. Just complete, honestly, full front. We'll see how this plays, though. So it is Friday when I'm recording this. I will update this as we go through the weekend and probably on either Monday or Tuesday, and then it'll be posted out as soon as I'm done. So let's see how that works out for us.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!
Yeah. Yep. You can't win them all. This happened here. Rob squeaks out the W, 331.4 to 285.9. We'll quick go through the scores. Kyler Murray put up 32 points for me. Matthew Stafford with a dud. Herbert and Malik Willis combined for 30 points for him. Running back position, James Cook, right? 29 points. Eckler did solid. 8 carries for 38, 3 catches for 47. Love that out of him. Ramondre with 19.1. I had 19 for Saquon, almost 20. 19 for Charbonnet. Rachaad White with a dud. I thought he would really get more than one target, and he dudded it up. So 4.3 for Rachaad White. So he gets me on the running back room. He got me at wide receivers, Devontae Adams and Devontae Smith, the Devontae pair, combining for about 47 points. Diggs and Tyreek putting up a little stinker for him, kept it interesting for me. On my side, Michael Pittman puts up another dud as well. Gonna think about where he lies in my team going into week 3. Rasheed Rice, Khalil Shakir, Jamison Williams with 18.5, 10.7, and 14.5 respectively. Solid. But you really like to see some, especially if Michael Pittman could get into the mid-teens. This would be a really respectable wide receiver core. He's kind of holding the group down, personally. That's my own take. Tight end position, I got him. Zach Ertz with 10.2. Noah Fant with 2.4. He gets 6.8 out of Goddard and 3.6 out of Tucker Kraft. He got me bad on the defense. This is where the defensive scoring really comes into play again. Nick Bosa and Max Crosby, huge numbers there for both of them. For me, I got 22 out of Verse and 16 out of Will Anderson, which isn't bad, but he just got outplayed most of the way across this for the defense. Linebacker position, Fred Warner gives him 29. Aziz Al-Shir with 17. I got 17 from Shaq Thompson and Tyrell Dodson, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, get 12 each. Devin Diablo got 8. I had Dan Henley in there at one point at the linebacker spot here instead of him. I decided to go with what I would think would be the more rush-heavy team, and it didn't really work out. So only 8 for him. Henley had me 12.5, so it would have been a minor improvement, but nothing crazy. And then he gets me at the cornerback position. Trent McDuffie, 10.5. Cam Taylor-Britt with 11.6. Witherspoon also gave me 11.6. Terrion Arnold with 2.1. The Branch and Arnold combo not working really right now, so at least not together this week, I should say. And then he had 19 and or almost 20 for Buda Baker. Harrison Smith gave him 9. And then Brisker and Brian Branch were perfectly fine, but I got beat up at so many other spots. Wide receiver, I lost some points. Defensive end, I lost some points. Linebacker, I lost some points. Cornerback, I lost some points. Running back, I lost some points. That was basically it. So Rob goes to 2-0. I am 1-1. Points left on the bench is mostly Rob. I left maybe 14 or 18 points on the bench. Nothing big there. He left actually a bunch of points on his bench. He could have had a 360 or so point week. Jason Pinnock, 26. He left 26 for Jason Oweh on the bench. He left, let's see, who else? I thought there was one more that he left. Well, technically he left Romeo Dobbs on the bench, who outscored both Diggs and Tyreek, but you'd never play Dobbs over either of them, so we'll leave that one. But anyway, yeah, that's how the game went. We go, unfortunately, to 1-1. I shouldn't say 1-1. There are some really good things, like I said, that are coming out of this. I'll go to the standings real quick, and we'll take a peek. Just because, I did lose this one, but I scored 285 and almost 286 points. The last week I scored 283, I think. So we're doing okay. We just have to keep up that scoring. I think that's a good average, so it should get me at least close to the playoffs. If I can average 280, it's the most amount of points that I've averaged, in back-to-back games in a while. I think last year I only averaged 220 some, and I know the defense scoring has changed, so that would go up, but that is it's very, I don't know, it's good to see. Let's just put it that way. Waiting for the standings to load because for some reason I don't have internet access. Okay, finally loaded. Real quick, Matt and Rob, only 2 teams at 2-0, both scoring over 300 points a game. That'll get you there for the most part. Even with the higher defensive scoring, I think that's still in the playoffs. I am 3rd in scoring, actually technically 4th, I think. 283.9 average for both me and Dorn. Dorn is 0-2. He's just got outscored mightily in both games. He actually lost his first game on a stat correction, and that came in Wednesday night after the first video was posted, and then he got beat on Monday night by Caden Ellis, who just came through and gave Jimmy the win. Give Little Buff Boys the 1-1. A lot of teams at 1-1. Me, Zach, Pigeon Commander here, Taylor, Kirk and his cousins, Jimmy, Ian, and of course Colton, all 1-1. Rob and Matt starting off hot 2-0, and then Whack and Dorn at 0-2. So just all it kind of comes down to. I have them one of the higher points scored against me. Just with that, 290. Yeah, Whack is 292, and then Matt's only at 242. Yeah, it's been. They have had easier starts to the season. I think that's what that would generally indicate, but could just be some off weeks. And then you would think that Zach here probably has one of the tougher starts of the season at 321, just getting plastered, and yet still is 1-1. So doing a good job there. So that is the roundup for this. That's where we are after week 2. Week 3 coming up in the they'll be posted next week. Look for the throwaways from, or not the throwaways, the takeaways from week 2. Look for the takeaways from week 2. That'll be going up shortly on the channel. Our little news and notes segment from what I've noticed as far as football and fantasy and where they meet in the field. You know how we end this. You know who we're listening to. We'll talk to you soon. See you next week for week 3.
Bob Barker reminding you, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.